This is the piece. This is the part of the puzzle that is going to help you to close the gap between where you are and where you want to go. This is a key. Hello. This is a key that literally can close in a second where you are and where you want to go, energetically at least, and then physically. All right, bear with me here. I went live pretty early. I think it was like 5:30, almost 6 this morning when I was at the gym, and I was sharing some parts of this specific key, but I wanted to go deeper, so that's why I'm here, okay? Because if you saw the other video, we're gonna go a little bit deeper here. If you're joining me here live, and if you're new to my live work, drop us a 1. That way we know, I know. If you're not new here, drop us a 2. If you're watching the replay, #replay. If you're joining us here live and your Instagram handle contains numbers, it's a phrase, basically it's not your name, drop us your name, right? Because sometimes I used to have like Instagram handle kind of funny back in 2000, I don't know, like 16, 17. But it's way better when you can drop your name and we can say hi, right? Going back, this is actually the piece. This is actually the component that is going to help you to close the gap between where you are and where you want to go. For this specific life, I'm going to use example of the fitness journey. So if you are a CEO, a high achiever, an entrepreneur who is ready to transform her physical body, this is going to help you a lot, but you can utilize this for everything in your life. To close a financial gap, for business, for relationships, for everything. And the key that I'm talking about is embodiment. And I know this word is all over the internet, it's all over the place. It's like a buzzword by this moment now, right? It's like, yeah, I know everything about embody, I embody her, all that thing. But here's the thing, and I'm going to be really direct, because one of the things I really appreciate when it comes to my mentors is that they are really loving, but also direct. And when you have that combination, things move really fast. So, if you know what is embodiment, if you have all the information, if you have 20,000 things under your belt, but if you don't have the results yet, you're missing the most important piece, which is the integration, which is you embody the information. For all of you that are watching here with me live, or if you're watching the replay, if you're part of my live work, you know that I always say this, that the thing that I care the most when it comes to my live work is for you to integrate the information. It's useless to memorize. It's useless to come to the free events or to subscribe to the programs if you're going to only feel good or entertain yourself. And you know that I'm really direct, because sometimes we do require that directness that is going to help us to wake up, to shake up the shit and move on. So when you have all the information, when you feel really, really good, maybe you listen to the podcast, and don't get me wrong, I love podcasts, I love books, I love videos on YouTube, amazing. But if you don't take that piece of information and utilize that in your life, you're not embody that. You're not that person, makes sense? So, going back to closing the gap, let's say, and like I said before, I'm going to utilize the physical transformation, and I'm going to utilize mine. Before I'm putting the example for someone else right there. So, back in 2014, when I was 90 pounds overweight, I was aware of the weight, but here's the thing, and without even knowing I was doing that, and this is why I'm really passionate about to teach this as well. Now, the House of Legends, we're going to have something coming up for the woman who's ready to make this happen. Back then, despite of me having the overweight, I was able to choose the traits. I was able to choose consciously the habits of the version of myself that it was healthy, fit, with amazing energy. I didn't wait to saw the results. And I know it sounds funny when we put this analogy when it comes to fitness, but like I said before, you can apply this for business as well. I didn't wait to have all the perfection outside of me in order to change my concept, in order to embody the traits. And I'm not going to say that I did it all at once, but in less than 7 months, I released those 90 pounds, and that was not a coincidence. It was because it was not the diet, the exercises, the discipline, the willpower were components, but the most important piece here, it was me embodying that version of myself that was healthy, that was fit, that was in not only the best shape of her life, but by nature, she was aware of, all right, let's say, if I'm fit, I'm aware of me choosing healthy foods, me going to the gym, makes sense? But it's the same thing here. I didn't grab before, and like I said, it didn't happen in 1 second. Before, I was going and just grabbing a piece of information, trying to do a diet, but I was never embodying that woman. I was never changing my energy, makes sense? So sometimes we go to the behavior, we want to act, but we don't know from what place are we acting. So right here is key. Huge part, and this also has more components like your self-image. What do you believe about yourself? What is your current conditioning and your emotional state? Many. But when you go to the heart of direct embody that version of yourself, you start attracting thoughts, you start feeling different, you start acting different, and you start experiencing the results. Make sense? And this is the thing that I see with many achievers. They have all the tools, all the resources, they take action, and I'm saying really, really hard action, but when it comes to the physical results, they have minimum, or they're like, you know what, at the middle of the program, they said, I think this is not for me, whatever. And it's because the actions, the behavior, the discipline, the willpower, the diet, all that is not coming from an embodiment. It's coming from the current state. And I know I'm using some words that are more than like common or are common, but people don't explain in the way that we are meant to understand them. This is the kind of work that I get to do with my clients, and this is the kind of work that we're going to do in something that is coming up for all the women, for you, the woman who's ready to make that transformation in your physical body. So the question here is, from what place are you acting? And if right here we have to be really mindful and ask yourself, if you are only grabbing information, and if you're not implementing that information, if you're not embodying that information, if you're not integrating that information in your psyche, because you can have the best information, you can memorize all the tools, but if you're not changing your behavior from that if you're not seeing new results, it's because part of you is still in the old way of being. You're not embody that part, that information. You're not embody yet. Okay, this is not for us to judge ourselves to feel bad. It's for us to become aware of what is really going on behind the scenes, because it's never the diet, it's never the exercises, it's never something out there. It's what's going on inside. And right here, my friend, you have control. You can take full responsibility today. It does. One of the things that I've been hearing as well, it's like, there are the holidays, I'm waiting for 2025. You can do this now. One of the things that I do have, if you work with me, but if you're new to my life work, the power that you have is in the now. Yeah, I say to one of my clients, she said, well, the holidays, like, I can have it all. I can have the holidays, I can have the body, I can have the business if I choose to. But you have to decide, okay? So right now, by this moment, you know how important it is for you to embody, to integrate every single piece of information that you're adding into your toolbox, because it's not enough to have information. People say information is power. That is true. It's part of the equation, but it's not the whole equation. It's information and integration and then embodiment. That is the whole equation, okay? And that is going to help you to close the gap between where you are and where you want to go, at least energetically. And then from there, you start attracting new people, new situations. There's another universal laws that are entering into play. I'm not going to talk about them, but that is a part of the life work that I get to do as well. So, to make a little recap, in order for you to close the gap between where you are and where you want to go, the key here is embodiment, which is information, integration, and then being that woman. And the action that you take from that place is going to be an effective action. And I'm not saying that we are in one state every single day. That is perfect. But at least you know, at least you're aware, and you can always come back. You always can choose until it becomes your house. This is what I did when I put myself back in shape in 2014. And I'm not saying that everything was just perfect. There were days that I didn't feel like it. There were days where I was kind of not feeling my greatest, but I was moving forward because on my psyche, on my consciousness, I was being that woman. Make sense? And I was working as well. There right now, I'm working in another protocol with a coach, with a mentor, with someone that with proven results were able to show me that she was aware of her stuff, and she was able to support me and lead me. But the responsibility, another thing that I want to mention here, comes back always to you. You are responsible. You are responsible. Right now, take this moment. If you want to catch the replay again, hello here. Take this moment and acknowledge. If you're just gathering information, if you're just memorizing, it's just keeping more stuff. What you want to do is integrate every single piece and then embody that. All right. Another thing that I said this morning when I was at the gym, it's like, I don't just know this my life works. I am the work. I embody. I'm living my life. I cannot give you something that I don't have. I cannot give you something that I don't have on my psyche. Makes sense? You know when someone is coming from experience. You know when someone has walked the path. I cannot teach you how to release 90 pounds or 10 pounds or 15 pounds if I haven't done that work before. I cannot teach you to do bodybuilding competitions if I haven't done before, right? I cannot teach you about business if I don't have a business. I cannot teach you from a place of don't being conscious of being that person. Makes sense? But when you embody those traits, when you are conscious of who you are and you act from that place, things get to change. So embodiment is key. What are you embodying today? It's not about the tools. It's not about something outside of you. Like I said before previously, those are great. Those are part of the process, but the main key is you, who you are being, who's the person who's doing the thinking. Okay, just let that land. We're going to release something for the woman, for the CEO, specifically for the entrepreneur, for the high achiever who is looking to transform her physical body. Maybe you don't need to release 90 pounds. Maybe for you are those last 10 that you're losing and gaining back, or maybe for just 20, whatever the number is for you. We can help you. I've been doing this now for almost 10 years, and when it comes to understanding my mind, understanding myself, being in the self-development industry, I do have 5 years of experience as well. So you are in good hands. If you have additional questions, if you know that this is your next step, there's always a coaching inquire. You can inquire, or you will get a feedback, first of all, on according your goals or intentions, because we're all different. I'm not going to give you a cookie cutter bullshit strategy. That doesn't work. And even on the group programs, there's a slightly customization, because I know we're not equal, right? So if that is your vibe, you feel like it, you're ready, you're committed, the link is in the bio. Or if you want to wait for the program that we're going to release, it's going to be really, really amazing. And this is for, like I said, for the high achiever and the woman who's ready. If you're not ready, if you're still in the victimhood, this is not for you. I'm not criticizing you, I'm not judging you, but this is not your place. But if you are ready to take action as well as me, if you are saying yes to you this year, not 2025, this is your place. All right, my friend, have a beautiful day, and I will see you in the next.